Hello everyone! So a few months ago, I joined the rest of my millennial cohorts and got myself a tattoo. I really like it. So far I don't regret it, so that's good. It's a good sign. But I've realised it takes some explaining. Like a lot of explaining. So I've decided to make this vlog so that if anyone online asked me what my tattoo is all about, I can just link them to this. If you were one of those people, hello there. How you doing? Okay, so what actually is the tattoo? Part of the reason I'm wearing this fetching sleeveless shirt is so that I can easily show you. Bam! You may think that it's pronounced slacked ham. It's not. It's Schlachtham. Not in English, as you can readily tell. Let's start from the beginning. There's a piece of orchestral music called In the Hall of the Mountain King. It is quite popular and well known. You'll probably have heard of it, but if you're British, you will definitely have heard it in Alton Towers adverts. It goes something like jazzed it up a little bit at the end there. Basically, that piece of music was written for an old Norwegian play called Peer Gynt. And that particular piece of music comes from a scene in which the main character is entering some kind of, as far as I can tell from what I've read about it, dream trance thing in which he's entering a cave, and as he goes deeper and deeper into it, he gets more and more surrounded by trolls who then start chanting and singing about how they're going to kill him and eat him. And it just happens to be one of my favourite pieces of orchestral music. I like a lot of classical music, but this piece in particular is the exact opposite of how classical music is often stereotyped as boring and slow. What a lot of people don't know about that piece is that it actually does have lyrics, which basically correspond to the chants of these trolls. They're singing about killing the main character in the play and describing how best to cook him and eat him. And at one particular point, just as the music is at its absolute fastest and most lively and energetic, they start chanting over and over again, Schlachtam, 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 which means slay him. And I don't really have an especially good reason for why I really like that chant, other than the fact that I just really like it. It's kind of diabolical, but also kind of fun and camp at the same time. Suits me quite well. So what language is it in? Well, this is actually not very simple, and part of the reason why I wanted to make this video. The play was written by a Norwegian guy called Henrik Ibsen. The music and lyrics were written by another Norwegian guy called Edvard Grieg. In Norway, in Norwegian. Or was it? As far as I can tell, and Scandinavians please correct me if I'm getting this wrong, at the time that the play was written, the official language in Norway was Danish, because for a period of time, Denmark owned Norway. Now, Danish and Norwegian are very similar languages. Along with Swedish, they basically form a spectrum of the same general language. They are different languages, but they're very, very close. It wasn't until later that Norway decided to Norwegianize their language and had a bunch of language reforms which distinguished it from Danish. So it's a Norwegian play written by a Norwegian in Norway, with the music and the lyrics written by a Norwegian, again in Norway, in the language that was spoken in Norway at the time, which was Danish. Because the spelling here isn't actually standard Norwegian, I think. In standard Norwegian, that G would be a K. I have looked this up. I've checked it out with several Norwegian people. It's correct. That's how it was originally spelt in the play. But yeah, it's a whole thing. Essentially, it's a pretentious lyric tattoo. But I like it, so screw y'all. Thanks for indulging me. Toodles.